So good afternoon all of you. Last time we have seen or we have started about the surface tension, which is one of the property which deals with the fluid when they are at rest. Now let's proceed further. Angle of contact. This is the next topic. Angle of contact. Again we are going to talk about the fluid. But in this case, how this angle of contact is measured in any fluid means, if I take a pair of solid and liquid, suppose say my solid is glass and my liquid is water. So first we will have a pair of glass water, right? So say suppose I take a U-shaped glass tube in which my water is filled. This is my water and this is my water meniscus. Obviously, you can see this meniscus of water is in concave shape. So my shape is concave. So my meniscus shape in the case of glass water pair is concave. Now, how can I measure the angle of contact of liquid with respect to this solid? Because this is my glass tube and this is my water. So, my angle of contact is defined as angle between the tangent drawn to the free surface of your liquid and solid. So, the angle between the tangent drawn to the free surface of liquid and solid at a point of contact. This is nothing but angle of contact, theta. So theta tells me the angle of contact. Now the question I have is, which angle to be measured? Once the tangent is drawn to the free surface of your liquid, even I can measure this angle, but no. Always the angle of contact is measured within the liquid, means inside the liquid. So I will consider this theta, not this theta. So my angle of contact, again I will define. It is the angle between the tangent drawn to the free surface of liquid and solid at a point of contact. Is nothing but angle of contact. If I change the pair, first I have taken glass water pair. Now I will just change the pair of liquid and solid, and let's have another pair, that is glass as it is, but my liquid changes, that is mercury. So if I have glass mercury pair, again if I take same U-tube shaped glass tube, and if I fill it with mercury. So if it is filled with mercury, obviously you know mercury will not show this meniscus as concave. Why it is concave? Because we know water partially wets your glass, or you can say water like glass. So the shape is concave. But in the case of mercury, you know, it doesn't weight the solid, it doesn't weight the glass. So the meniscus will have shape convex. So this shape of my meniscus is convex in the case of glass mercury pair. Now if I want to measure here the angle of contact, so again by definition, tangent drawn to the free surface of the liquid. Tangent drawn to the free surface of the liquid and solid. This is my glass, means it is solid at a point of contact. I will repeat again. Angle between the tangent drawn to the free surface of the liquid and solid at a point of contact. Now tell me which angle we should take. This one or this one? So if I want to measure the angle of contact, which angle I should take in consideration? this one which is making outer angle or this one. So the answer for this is, already we have seen here, the angle we are taking within the liquid, that is inside the liquid. So obviously I will measure this angle. So for glass mercury pair, this will be my angle of contact. Now in both the cases we have got the angle of contact. But see properly, in the case of glass water mercury, where the meniscus was concave, we have got this angle of contact and this is less than 90 degree. So I will say in this case, my angle of contact is acute. Same way, in this case, obviously it is seen that it is greater than 90 degree. So in the case of glass mercury pair, where the liquid doesn't weight the solid, I get the angle of contact as obtuse. I hope this angle of contact concept is clear. So again I will repeat the definition. It is very easy to remember. Angle of contact is the angle between the tangent drawn to the free surface of the liquid and solid at the point of contact is known as angle of contact. And always remember, angle of contact is always measured within the liquid, not outside of the liquid. So this is what the angle of contact concept means. Now the question arises, why the shape of this water glass pair, or why the shape of glass mercury pair is convex or concave. This is why the meniscus takes shape of concave or convex. How it is possible. So for this we need to do a detailed study now. This was overall a scenario. What do you mean by angle of contact? Now to know how this meniscus take a shape like concave or convex, we need to study in detail. So let's proceed further. For that, I will draw here a diagram which will clear out your doubts. So let's clear with two pairs only now. First we have taken about glass and water pair, and second was glass and mercury pair. So let's have two pair only here. First I will deal with glass water pair. Okay. So see, first pair is glass water pair, which was showing what angle of contact? Acute. That we have seen now. So acute angle. This is the angle of contact which was shown by glass water pair. Now our question is how it is showing concave shape of its meniscus. So see here what happens exactly. Suppose say this is my glass beaker. Okay. Fill with a liquid, no water. So say this is my all water. This is my surface of water. Now what happened exactly? Last time in molecular theory we have seen some type of forces. I will again revise it. We have seen a cohesive force. Cohesive force was the force of attraction between the molecules of same substance. अगर दो वाटर के मॉलिक्यूल्स है तो दो वाटर के मॉलिक्यूल्स में जो अट्रैक्शन फोर्स है उसको हम कोहेसिव कहते हैं. एडहेसिव फोर्स देखा था. एडहेसिव फोर्स वाज द फोर्स बिटवीन द मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ डिफरेंट सब्सटेंसेस, राइट. एडहेसिव फोर्स वाज द फोर्स बिटवीन द मॉलिक्यूल्स ऑफ डिफरेंट सब्सटेंसेस. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर आप किसी चीज को गम से चिपकाते हो तो गम एक चीज हुई और जिस चीज को आप चिपकाते हो, मान लो पेपर है, तो दोनों में दो मॉलिक्यूल्स डिफरेंट आ रहे हैं लेकिन वो चिपक रहे हैं. दैट इज फोर्स ऑफ अट्रैक्शन. सो गम हैज सम मॉलिक्यूल, सो वन मॉलिक्यूल इज ऑफ गम एंड सेकंड इज ऑफ पेपर. Second example can be, I am writing with chalk on the board. So you can see the handwriting here. So one molecule is from chalk and second is of board. So you can see this writing because it is sticking to the board. Means what? There is a force of attraction, and this force of attraction is nothing but adhesive force. So these two types of forces we have seen. Now if we take a molecule situated at corner of this beaker, Last time we have seen few molecules, one was deep inside the liquid, one was on the surface and one was little bit below the surface. Now I am considering a molecule which is exactly at the corner. This corner molecules will be acted by two forces now. Before that, I should remind you, here there is air, here there is a water. And obviously I have told you this is a solid which is glass. So this wall I will say, this is a wall. This wall is nothing but glass. Means I can say this is a solid. So now what happened? This wall of this container will exert on molecule a force, and this molecule A is a molecule of water. So and my wall is of glass. So the molecules are from different substances. The force of attraction between them will be adhesive. So the net adhesive force acting on molecule A will be in this direction. Before that, let's draw a sphere of influence, imaginary sphere of influence. Let's say there is one, this is a molecule of air, this is a molecule of glass, again this is molecule of glass, water, and such a way. If I draw an imaginary sphere surrounded by molecule A, so this is my imaginary sphere of influence surrounded by molecule A. Now the net adhesive force acting on molecule A will be in this direction. So this I will call it as P. So AP is net adhesive force acted by this glass on water molecule. This will be net cohesive force, that is C, AC. This component represents net cohesive force acted by the water molecule. Why cohesive? Because here the molecule is present is of water and A molecule is of also water. So this component represents net cohesive force, right, in downward direction. Now to find the resultant force of these two, AP represent adhesive force, AC represent cohesive force. How to find the resultant? For this, we know the law of parallelogram. If I complete this, see different. If I draw or I will continue this will look like a parallelogram. And we know the resultant vector of parallelogram is represented by its diagonal. So this will be my resultant vector, right? So I will name it as AR. So AR represent my resultant vector. Now, as I have got my resultant vector, which is completely inside the solid, right? And in the case of glass water pair, always remember your adhesive force is greater than cohesive force. If it is so, what happens? Whatever the molecules are present near the molecule A will try to get attract towards the solid, that is this. And now, if they are attracting towards the solid, means they are getting piled up. Pile up means lifted up. And so this meniscus will look like this. See here. And once you get the meniscus in this way, so I can say this meniscus is taking the shape of concave because we have adhesive force greater than cohesive force. As by the component also you can see I have shown here cohesive force component length smaller than adhesive force component. So in this case always remember your adhesive force greater than cohesive force. Now for finding the angle of contact always you draw a tangent to a curved surface, right? So if I draw a tangent here, let's have another chalk. Let's say this is my tangent drawn to the free surface, right? So to maintain the stability of your liquid surface, always remember this AR component. This AR component I will draw neatly, more clearly, so it will be seen more clearly to you. This AR component, should be always perpendicular to this tangent which is drawn on the surface of your liquid. If it is so, then your liquid will be stable or in equilibrium state. So have you got the reason why this meniscus takes concave surface? Because the main reason is your adhesive force is greater than cohesive force. And this is how the components are acting. Any one force which is greater should be shown with a higher length of component. So if you see here, there was no space, but this component length should be larger than the cohesive force. So here in this case, your adhesive force is greater than cohesive force. Because of that, these molecules are lifted up by the solid, and so it takes concave shape. Which shape? Concave. So we get a concave meniscus here. Now the next about convex. So for getting convex meniscus, that is in case of which pair? Glass mercury. So second pair if you take here, we have a second pair here. Second pair is of glass mercury, in which you are getting the meniscus as convex. So this is 9. Suppose say a solid wall. Why I am showing this broader wall? To understand properly that this is the solid, total this is the solid, say glass. And inside that we are filling a mercury now. Now in the case of mercury, if say this is my mercury, I am not drawing now the shape of meniscus here directly. And if you take again a corner molecule here, that corner molecule is named as A. Again it will be surrounded by the same molecule, some of air, some of glass and some of water. Now in this region you will find all the mercury molecules will be there. Right, and this A molecule is itself of mercury. Like water only, we are considering the liquid and mercury here, right? So here all the molecules will be of mercury. So this whole part will be surrounded by the mercury molecules. This quarter part will be surrounded by air, and this by glass, half part. But in the case of glass mercury pair, the thing is different. Here we are having adhesive force greater than cohesive force. But in this case, always remember your cohesive force is greater than adhesive force. So this is very important thing. If this is so, what happens? Again we will draw a component. See, as you know cohesive force is greater than adhesive force, I will draw a component. Say suppose this is my adhesive force component, that is AP, and what is greater? Cohesive force. So obviously the length of the component of cohesive, net cohesive force should be large. This is my cohesive force. AC represent the component of cohesive force, because why cohesive? The molecule itself is of mercury and the molecules here present are also of mercury. So the force of attraction between the molecules of same substance will be cohesive force. Now if I try to complete this parallelogram, so I will get a resultant vector here in this direction, say AR. Now, as I am saying, my cohesive force is greater than adhesive force. Means what? Whatever the molecules are present at this corner will try to get attracted inside the liquid, not towards the glass, like in previous case. So ये सब अंदर जाने की कोशिश करेंगे. Now, if it is so, your surface will look like this way, because they will try to go inside. And if it is so, And if I draw a tangent to measure the angle of contact, so my tangent will be in this way. And obviously, see, for stable equilibrium, for stable or equilibrium liquid surface, your AR component, this is AR component, this one. This AR component should be perpendicular or normal to your tangent. If it is so then only you can say the molecule on the surface are at stable equilibrium state. They are at equilibrium state or they are stable. So to make a liquid surface stable, your this air component should be normal to your tangent which is drawn on the surface of your liquid. And obviously, if this is my angle of contact here, that is tangent drawn to the free surface of your liquid and solid. In this case, my angle of contact will be what? This one. Right? So here, because of this cohesive force is greater than adhesive force, I have got which meniscus? Convex meniscus. The main reason is, in this case, your cohesive force is greater than adhesive force. So you have got convex meniscus. And the reason is what? This all the molecules which are present at the corner, because of the greater cohesive force, will try to move inside the liquid. So this is how the meniscus works. And the angle of contact here we are getting is what? Obtuse. I will measure that. I will mention that. So this is what how it works. Why the meniscus take the shape? Is the reason is this one. Now suppose I change the pair now. This was two familiar pairs for you now. I will change one pair now. If you take a glass water pair again, a glass water pair, right? But that water is very clean. Same pair, but the water is very clean. So obviously, clean water, if you are taking in contact with glass, what angle of contact you will get? And what the shape you will get of your meniscus. That is very important. So let's have that case. See, I will draw only half diagram now. This is your solid. This is your liquid. That is the water, which is very clean water, pure water. Now in this case, if the water is pure, what happens? If the water is pure, it will happen in the same way. You will get same angle of contact or angle of contact will change. Obviously, angle of contact will change. In this case, what happens? Your cohesive force in case of clean water is 0. Means I can say Fc is 0. So whatever the resultant force acting on it is nothing but adhesive force. That if I say this is the molecule A, which is its corner, and AP component represents my adhesive force, that is force between the liquid molecule water and glass molecule. So this AP represents the adhesive force here, right? So you don't have any cohesive force here. It is totally 0. And if it is so my resultant force AR will act in which direction? Yes, AR will act in same direction, right? To resolve AR, we don't have cohesive force now, so it will act in same direction, right? So here, what happened? Your AP is equal to AR, means same direction you will have your AR component. So I will say AP is equal to AR. Both will have same direction. Now, if I want to draw a tangent to this surface liquid or to this surface of your liquid, tangent, how can we draw? It will be exactly in this way. No tangent, because tangent is always drawn to the curved surface. Here I can't draw that. So in this case, my angle of contact will be what? Angle of contact be 0. Yes, because it's purely clean water, so meniscus will not have any shape like concave or convex. So if it is so, it will be completely horizontal. And what we are having, your net AR resultant vector is nothing but because of your adhesive force. So if there is no angle between the tangent and free surface of liquid, means the angle of contact is 0. So I hope that pure water completely wets your solid. While whatever in first case we have taken the water and glass pair, that was not pure, so it partially wets the solid. So this is the difference between the pure water and the normal water what we are considering. So this water, pure water, completely wet your solid. Because of that reason, the angle of contact is 0. I hope this is clear for you. The last but not the least, one thing is given in your textbook. The last condition, that is angle of contact 90 degree, and the condition is for convexity and concave. So for that condition we will go when the angle of contact is 90 degree. So angle of contact is 90 degree, and the condition is for concave and convex meniscus. Right? Now for that, again I will consider a solid. This part is of solid. Draw half diagram, same like your textbook, and this is your liquid. This is the A molecule which is situated at corner, and this is the sphere of influence, say. This is of air, this is of glass, and this is of water. Now if I draw exactly a cohesive force exactly at 45 degree, and this is my resultant force AR. So AR is my resultant force, AC is my resultant cohesive force, and this one AP is my adhesive force. So draw this solid here, so it can be seen clearly. So AP is adhesive force, AC is cohesive force, and AR is resultant vector or resultant force. Now if such a condition is there, now you can say this is nothing but quarter part of your sphere. So I can say this angle will be total 90 degree. So this will be my 45 degree, right? So theta is 45 degree. So I can call AC as AC is nothing but AC by root 2. Means what? This component can be named as AC by root 2, right? And if this component, if I call it as AC by root 2, and as we know the conditions, if I say this AP is greater than AC by root 2, means adhesive force is greater than cohesive force, I will get meniscus. Last time we have seen previously, just before few minutes, if your AP, that is the adhesive force, is greater than cohesive force, you will get a meniscus as concave. Just opposite of that, if I say your AP is less than AC by root 2, indirectly tells that if your adhesive force is less than cohesive force, you will get which meniscus? Convex. So this is the angle of contact. When it is 90 degree, the meniscus can be convex or concave, depends on these forces. So basically these forces plays an important role, how they are acting. So here what, how we have taken this AC root by 2, because we can write it as AP is equal to AC root by 2. If it is so, we can put a condition in this way. This is obviously a component resolving. Obviously, how you resolve the component, it depends on that. These are few conditions how the angle of contact changes with the meniscus and how the meniscus are formed with a different solid liquid pair. So I hope these 4 conditions are clear. Mainly you need to understand first 3 conditions. When you take a water glass pair, you are having the meniscus as concave, and why it is concave? Because your adhesive force is greater than cohesive. Secondly, you need to remember in mercury glass pair or glass mercury pair, your cohesive force is greater than adhesive force. Because of that, you are having the meniscus as convex and angle of contact is obtuse. And third case we are seeing just before this about the pure water and glass pair, which was having angle of contact 0. So this is a few diagram in which how with the help of component resolving, you need to understand how the angle of contact changes and how the meniscus are formed. I hope this lecture you have understood. Thank you.